Hi, welcome everyone to our first adoption event of the year. My name is Vivian and I'm a volunteer with cdck. We're a rescue in DC. We were founded in 2011 and we have saved over 12,000 pets. We have no physical shelter, so all of our adoptable dogs and cats stay with fosters. We also have social media. You can reach us at our handle at City Dogs Rescue on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, and our website is citydogsrescuedc.org. On our website, you can donate to the rescue, sponsor an animal's care, volunteer as a foster with the pets with social media or marketing, etc., and obviously adopt a dog or a cat. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat, and let's get started. So, our first dog is going to be Andre, which is fostered by Matt. Andre is a male Labrador retriever and boxer mix. He is 4 years old and 7 months. He is 51.6 pounds from North Carolina. He is crate slash house trained, needs a quiet neighborhood, no dog parks, no kids under 8, very snuggly and affectionate. And you can find more information about Andre at cdck.cc/Andre. Great. And Matt, can you start by telling us a little bit about Andre?
Sure. So Andre came to us from North Carolina, and he has been in DC over the last 6 months or so, but he had heartworm when he came to DC back in July. But he's all through that now, and he's 100% heartworm free. And Andre is very loyal to his people. So what I mean is he'll watch you, and he has these beautiful, beautiful eyes. And he'll watch you as you walk around the room, as you walk around the house. He follows you with his eyes, and he definitely lets you know that you're his person. And so Andre, as you mentioned, would be best. His best life will be a place that maybe has its own backyard because he loves to run around, but he's not a fan of loud noises. And I live very near. I live very near the national airport, and so it's a hard thing for him because when the planes fly overhead, they make him scared. So someplace that's not surrounded by city buses and loud noises would be best for him. Otherwise, he'll get scared and he'll want to go back home into the house. And then as soon as he's home, everything's good. But when he's outside, he'll get a little bit anxious and want to go home.
Thanks, Matt. How has Andre grown since you first started fostering him?
Oh, that's a great question. So in the beginning, Andre was a little bit, I'd say, like with my dog, he'd be a little bit more competitive with toys and things like that. And now they're able to play and lay on top of each other and wrestle a little bit, and they become really good buddies. So I think he sort of has taken to Josh as his brother rather than having to worry about like keeping the toy away from him. So Andre's really, and I call him Andy, but Andre has really blossomed because now he's a lot more playful and less competitive or worried about sort of keeping all the toys for himself. But when I took him to North Carolina, he's been in a car several times. I took him to the mountains. We love to go for hikes, and he loves to go for hikes. So we went for an hour-long hike in the woods, and he's great. He's not. He doesn't get scared. He doesn't get worried. He just wants to go and enjoys smelling all the things that you smell in the woods, like deer and squirrels and stuff like that. So when you're outside of the city itself, he loves to go hiking. And in fact, this past Saturday, we went to Rock Creek Park and we went for about an hour and 15 minutes. And he was just really, really in his element. It was a lot of fun. And he and my other dog will walk together, and, they're great on a leash together. So he's a lot of fun.
Great, thanks for sharing that. And what types of forever homes do you think would be a good fit for Andre?
Yeah, as Mila was saying, definitely a home that had a yard and wasn't downtown. I do think that, as mentioned, having a child over the age of 8 would probably be the best thing, because I've seen my little 2-year-old nephew has played with him, and my 2-year-old nephew will like pat him on the nose and punch him in the head, and he gets very excited with little kids like that. And so you've got a kid like, patting him on the head or punching him in the nose when you're not looking. He stands up and he puts his paws on my little 2-year-old nephew's shoulders, and it was fine. But he gets excited still, right? Because he didn't have a whole lot of interaction with kids before. So I think, a home with children over the age of 8, he's super playful, super cuddly. He loves to sleep in the bed with me. That is a thing. He does sleep in the bed and he loves to cuddle. So definitely, I think a house with kids who are a little bit older would be great, and someone that really wants a buddy. This guy's going to take a little bit of extra work, in terms of being outside and taking him to like a farmer's market. That would be pretty challenging right now because all the people coming up to him. He's going to take a little bit of time just getting used to being in places with lots of people, right? Because he's probably gonna be a little bit anxious in that situation. But he is a wonderful dog and is going to provide someone with many years of loyal love.
Awesome. And is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Andre?
I would say that he is a typical sort of lab boxer mix. You can see these types of dogs love to de-stuff toys, right? I've had a couple of dogs like this, and it gives them a lot of satisfaction to pull the stuffing out of toys. So just know that that's probably not something you're ever going to train out of him in terms of his own dog toys. But he doesn't do this to my shoes, luckily. But these types of dogs, when you get toys, their goal is to de-stuff them and de-fluff them. And so we're on a first name basis with the people at TJ Maxx because they've got really good toys for cheap. But that's just how they are.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. And thank you, Andre, of course. Again, you can go on our website at cdck.cc/Andre to find out more about him.
And he loves to give kisses, lots of them.
Oh, awesome. That's good to know. He's so adorable. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
All right. Next up, we have Axel, who's being fostered by Emily. Axel is a male American bulldog mix. He is 3 years old and 1 month. He is 58.5 pounds from North Carolina. You can check out his page at cdck.cc/adoptaxel. All right, Emily, could you start by telling us a little bit about Axel?
Yeah, Axel is honestly just super sweet and, wants to be by his people all the time. He is not super high energy. He really just wants to cuddle with you and watch you work and sit on the couch during the day. Um, he's a very good walker. We've had no problems training him on the leash. He seems to be fully house trained when we bring him out. He goes to the bathroom right away. He does not pull on his leash, and his walks are very sniff oriented. He just wants to get all the smells for his, enrichment. So he's also really good in the crate. He goes into the crate and out of the crate throughout the day on his own. He kind of views it as his own little room. So he sleeps in the crate at night and is really great with it. But overall, he's just like such a sweet little cuddle bug.
Awesome. Well, when is Axel the happiest?
I think when all of us are home and honestly just like sitting on the couch watching TV or making dinner or stuff like he's very food motivated. So we've been trying to teach him some new tricks and things like that. He's really good at sitting and staying and waiting for his treats. He's really good if we like hide little treats around the house. He'll go and do a little scavenger hunt. So I think just when all of us are around and he has kind of time to relax, a little time to play, but like I said, not super high energy. So
Great. And what would Axel's ideal forever home look like?
I think he would be, oh my God, he's so funny. I think he'd be fine, either in an apartment home or in a house. It doesn't seem, like I said, I'm sure he would love to have some outdoor space, but I don't think it's a requirement. He seems pretty, oh gosh, he's a computer, sorry. He seems pretty happy, with us, and we live in like a, one floor of a townhouse. And he's really just kind of trying to learn how to be a dog. So I think he'd be happy with maybe at least one parent that worked from home most of the time. Like I said, he really likes to be with people. So I'm not sure about how he would do with kids. He's never been around kids before, but all of our guests that we've had over, he's been super friendly with. So, yeah, I think he'd do well in a lot of different environments, but definitely maybe a hybrid or work from home parent.
Great, thanks for sharing that. And is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Axel?
I don't think so. Just that like we've really seen him come out of his shell even in the past like week and a half, 2 weeks that we've had him. The first few days you could tell he just didn't really know what to do being inside a house and like didn't really know what to do being on a walk. So we're very proud of him for how comfortable he's gotten and how much he's settled in and just how, you know, sweet he is to all of us. So he's really, yeah, gonna come into his own since being in a home.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Emily, and thank you, Axel. Again, you can go on cdck.cc/adoptaxel to find more info. Thank you, guys. All right. Up next, we have Baker. Baker is fostered by Charlie, and Baker is a female hound mix. She is 1 year old in 2 months and 62 pounds from North Carolina. You can check out her at cdck.cc/adoptbaker. All right, Charlie, can you tell us a little bit about Baker?
Hi, yeah. So this is our sweet girl. She's so pretty. She gets so many compliments on her walk. Um, so overall, she's quite the big personality, I will say that. But she's kind of like an all-arounder. So like if you want to run with her, like she'll run with you. She loves long walks, but especially at night, she's also a big cuddler. Like she loves to just snuggle up on the couch with you and loves many pets. She will spread out on the couch though, so you kind of have to fight over your space. Or you just have to be fine with. Sometimes she's not aware of her size, so, like she thinks she's a lap dog. So she'll happily intrude your space with lots of kisses and hugs, but that just makes her so much sweeter. So she's been a little sick lately, which is why her energy's like up and down, which is why it's currently up. Usually she's much calmer around this time, but I also think she's just gets excited hearing new voices. She's very friendly. She loves to meet new dogs and people. Um, and yeah, I think that's like a good start.
Awesome. So you mentioned that Baker likes walks. How is she on walks? Like, how far does she like to go? Does she like to greet other people, dogs? Does she like to look at squirrels and birds?
Yeah, so I think the hound really comes out on walks. She has a big nose and she can like if you let her, she can probably take like 30 minutes for like a single block. But again, then also like if you get her running, like she loves to run too. Kind of like once you divert her attention away from the street, like she's happy to like go faster and stuff. Um, but in general, like super curious about everything. So like definitely we have a couple bunnies and squirrels in like our neighboring property, and she's like always super focused on them. And like wants to catch them. But so far she doesn't have like she didn't get one yet. But yeah, so but also on walks, like we've gone to the dog park in our neighborhood with her a lot. She loves to like meet new dogs there, but also on the street. She's a very gentle sniffler, especially if you like meet other dogs on the street. Never barks, never howls. Even if like the other dog is like a loud one, she actually kind of doesn't like that, so then she'll just tend to like go away. But otherwise, yeah, at the dog park, she's a big chaser. She loves to run around with other dogs of all sizes. Um, And yeah, so I mean, usually we take her on walks between 15 and 45 minutes throughout the day, like kind of everything depending on how much time you have. I think she's totally good with whatever. And she's also house trained now, so like as long as you take her out like every 2-3-ish hours, she's been really good with that for us.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. What type of forever home do you think would be a good fit for Baker?
So we live kind of in a small apartment, and that's not been an issue for her at all. But I also think, obviously, that she would love maybe a yard or something. But really, anything between like an apartment, a townhouse, or a bigger home, I think would work for her. She's very adaptable, and is very people oriented. So I think, whatever people are in the house will be fine for her as well. And we live in like quite a busy area, and she doesn't have any issues with noise at all. Um, like sometimes she will just like stop and like if there's a lot of noise around, stop and like observe, but she doesn't get scared or anything. She doesn't bark. So I think yeah, it's really her people are her home, and she'll be like super like she'll like be super happy to greet you every time you come in, even after like 3-4 days with us. She like really would like get super excited if one of us would come back. So I think she's quite flexible. I will say we think just because of her size, maybe again, kind of like with Andre, kids over the age of 8 would be better, because as I said earlier, sometimes she just doesn't know how big she actually is already, and forgets that mid-play, which hasn't been an issue for us, but obviously we're grown adults. So we think anything with kids over 8 probably would be best.
All right, great. And is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Baker?
It's probably best for someone who works from home.
Yeah.
That's probably the big one. I mean, like I work from home. She chills on the couch most of the day. I mean, obviously I take her out every now and then for a walk, but we haven't, at least Charlie and I, left her for more than, like we've gone to like dinner or something, but that's pretty much it. Like we haven't been away for 8 hours or something crazy, right? Which obviously would not be great in the first place, but someone to work from home is great. And then like she can do with a lot of movement. She likes a lot of movement, so running and stuff. She loves that, hiking, any kind of activity. And then the second she gets back, she crashes. I mean, she really usually this time of night she's pretty much asleep on the couch, cuddling up, but I guess she's a bit interested. Yeah.
I think just like a hybrid working style would be best as of now, at least, because like we'll leave her alone for a little, but I think she does like to, even if it's just like within the room, like working, like she likes to have someone around.
Yeah. And she's very strong. That's kind of the other thing is like she is 62 pounds, but she's got some strength. So someone who's just like she walks on leash fine, she runs fine, like nothing like that. She's not gonna bite you or anything, but definitely the foster mother who had her before us couldn't quite take care of her. So just
It's just like she's good on the leash, but like when she sees a squirrel, like she will try to chase it to like
yeah.
anticipate that, and just having like a firm grip on the leash would be, yeah. So someone who like can do that.
Yeah, that's pretty much the prime example of when you want
Yeah.
a little bit of strength. Yeah.
All right, that's great to know. Thank you guys for sharing. And also thank you, Baker, of course.
Nice
You
sweet
can
girl.
you can find more information about Baker at cdck.cc/adoptbaker. Thank you guys.
Bye.
All right, and next up we have Lanie that is fostered by Maneka. Sorry if I butchered that. Lanie is a female Feist mix, 3 years old and 1 month. She is 24 pounds and from Virginia. You can check her out at cdck.cc/adoptlanie. All right, can you start by telling us a little bit about Lanie?
Yeah, so Lanie is a 3-year-old mountain feist, and she came to us in December. So I've had her for about a month and a half. She is an extremely playful, affectionate, adventurous dog who's really food motivated and eager to please. I've had some dogs, but I've never seen a dog so eager to please, and she's very loving, and she's also super smart because she has learned about 6 commands already. And she's really good with the dogs at the dog park. We live close to a dog park, so we take her every day almost, and she now knows the route, and she knows she kind of like leads us there by herself. She's an extremely social dog. And then so during the day she is typically she's engaged with, like, she likes to play tug of war with her cow toy. And then we train her, and she's sort of crate trained in progress. um, and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. She will be a great dog for dog sports and Olympics because she loves running and she has endless amounts of energy. Any home which has, like, I think she might do good with another dog. We had a temporary foster when we went on vacation, and she was really happy with the other dog at home. So I think she's also learning a little bit of. When she came in, she was low on self control, but she's really progressing, and now she has stopped nipping and she doesn't bark as much. She used to bark at people outside the door, but now she's really getting better at it. She did go through a few foster homes, so she when she came to us, she was a little bit anxious. That's drastically improving, and yesterday or day before yesterday, I went out and got back to her sleeping by herself when we were not home. So she's definitely making great progress.
Awesome. That's good to hear. So you touched up a little bit about what Lanie likes to do in a day. How does she like to spend her free time at home? Does she like to play with toys? Is she independent? Does she like to be with you guys? Could you go elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure, it's a combination of many things. So she usually like follows us around if it's time for her to go out for a walk or get her food. And then she's not clingy at home. She sleeps in the living room sometimes, and sometimes she sleeps with us on the bed. Sometimes she sleeps in the bedroom. So she is also really good snuggler. When we are on our phone or laptop, sometimes she kind of wants some pets, and she'll come and show her face in between our phone or laptop to get some hugs. And she's also independent. Uh, During the other times, we give her a lot of stimulation through the day. So she plays tug of war, she plays catch at home. If she wants to go out for pee or poop, she just goes to the door and she asks us. So she's really good at alerting us when she wants to go out. We also give her the this toy that she loves to play, and she's really good at this, and she cracks this fast.
Awesome. What would Lanie's ideal forever home look like?
I think she would do well with a home which has another dog, but not it's not mandatory. She might also do well with someone who's at home most of the time. Um, yeah, I think those two. We've not tested her with kids yet, but she was really sweet with cats. Um, yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Lanie?
No, I think that's all. That describes Lanie. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much, and thank you, Lanie, of course. You can find more information at cdck.cc/adoptlanie. Thank you both. All right, up next is Mabel. Mabel is being fostered by Kate. Mabel is a female American foxhound. She is 2 years old and 4 months and 42.2 pounds from North Carolina. You can check her out at cdck.cc/adoptmabel. All right, Kate, can you tell us a little bit about Mabel?
Yes. First, she's excited to announce that she's now closer to 46 pounds. It took a long time to get some weight on her, but she's muscled up nicely. That's small news. Generally, with Mabel, I would say she is a foxhound, which if you know hounds, you know we have bred them to go into the woods, chase sniffs, work with other dogs, and make independent decisions. And Mabel loves chasing sniffs. She's wonderful with other dogs, and she has her own opinions. So, you know, she has no problem telling you, nope, that's not what I want to do, which is pretty typical of hounds. I have my own hound who also tells me that I'm wrong a lot of the time. But Mabel's like that also. And it's just, you know, it's what we've bred into. So she's super sweet, very foxhoundy, right?
What is your favorite thing about Mabel?
Walks with her are pretty fun because of the sniff tracking. It's, you know, important for her to get her sniff work in. Like I can tell a difference in her demeanor, in her energy, if she does that work that's important for her to do. And it's just fun. You know, she shows me all kinds of stuff, like where the foxes live. And especially with the snow, the scents have been so consolidated, like all she can smell are animal tracks. So we've had some really nice snowy walks. She's also fun because she is a little socially awkward with humans. She's super sweet, but some of her asks are a little weird. When she wants a belly rub, the position she assumes is kind of like a play bow. Her butt's way up and her head is bent all sideways. And it's not the way that dogs ask for belly rubs, but it's how Mabel acts. But she's, you know, she's a little awkward, but she's real sweet. Right. Oh, and she also she gets my dog to snuggle with her, which is nice.
Oh, that's adorable.
She just goes and gets in bed with my dog, and she's like, oh, fine.
Oh, that yawn.
But they do well together. Yeah. Also, she says this meeting is too late. I had to close her crate so she wouldn't go to bed.
Oh, what a baby.
She's a little upset with me for closing her crate. But.
What type of forever home do you think would be a good fit for Mabel?
So Mabel needs to be in a quieter area. She is specifically afraid of buses, especially if they hiss. And then if she's around that, suddenly anxiety about other stuff can start ramping up. So there's a bus route right behind my house, and she knows that. I live in Reston, so we have lots of wooded trails, and we just go that way. So not a busy area. Again, somewhere where she can get those sniffs in, somewhere where she can have access to natural animal smells, woody areas. It's just, you know, if you have a border collie, you know that dog's got to work. And Mabel was working as a foxhound not too long ago, and she still has that work drive to get her sniff in. In my house, we live in a townhouse without a yard, so all of her walks are on leash, and she does fine, but again, in a quieter area. And she would love to have another dog. She doesn't play with my dog because my dog doesn't want to play, but she enjoys a dog companion. She loves pack walks, so we do lots of friend walks. Generally, she likes having another dog around. She doesn't need it. I would just make sure she gets that socialization, not necessarily playtime, but just kind of pack time. And I have, in my household, we have 2 adults and 2 teenagers. She does well with the teens. I wouldn't put her with young children because she'll kind of establish the same boundaries with humans that she will with dogs. So she'll kind of, you know, if she doesn't want a kid to come up and lay on her when she's sleeping, and she'll communicate that with a little growl, which is fine. The kids know to get right off. But it's not necessarily the best for a younger kid. No, your crate is closed. Mabel, she's leaving me. But yeah, quieter area. Yeah, I would say that's the biggie. Come here.
All right, good to know. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Mabel?
No, she's real sweet. But yeah, she's a hound. What are you doing? And she really quite loves being covered in blankets. So she's also a little upset because I left her blankie in her crate.
Oh.
So I'll get her blankie in a second and open her crate.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you, Kate, and thank you, Mabel. Let you guys go so she can go to sleep.
Yes.
You can find out more information about Mabel at cdck.cc/adoptmabel. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
All right, and next up we have Napoleon. Napoleon is being fostered by Joyce. Napoleon is a male hound shepherd mix. He is 2 years old and 7 months and 60.7 pounds from North Carolina. Joyce, could you tell us a little bit about Napoleon?
All right. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. So Napoleon is a very joyous and energetic dog. I know right now he's kind of sleepy and resting quietly. So he's just a delight. We've had him for about 2 weeks, got him off the van. And when he first got here, of course, he was like overjoyed. We have a large fenced yard over an acre and we live in the country. And he just thought he died and went to heaven and just went running all around the yard and the woods. We have a Great Pyrenees that we also was a foster that we got through City Dogs. And, you know, like any two dogs getting introduced for the first time, they had to do some sizing up, but they settled down with each other fairly rapidly. And now they just play beautifully. They run through the yard, and Napoleon is very agile. So he can jump over fallen logs and skip and hop, and he's just beautiful to watch. He's also very eager to please, and he wants to figure out how to get along with the family. So when we first got him, and he's probably about 66, 67 pounds by this point, he's put on some weight. He was a little thin when we got him. So, you know, he didn't understand how to handle himself around people. So he would leap and jump on you. And after a couple of days of training and just kind of putting my hand out, he now does a beautiful job of sitting and waiting to get petted rather than jumping. He still needs a little bit more work on that, but just so clever and so smart at figuring out what the people want him to do. Yeah, so all around a great dog.
Great. He sounds like an amazing dog. How does...
I already have a dog. We might keep him.
Oh, oh, look at him. Oh, he's so cute. How does he behave with kids or other dogs?
Well, you know, again, we have a dog here, and they have gotten along very well. They had a little bit of conflict over sharing toys. They got over that. Now they share beautifully. But I do feed them separately.
Share bones.
They share bones and all that. We have invited our grandkids over to play with Napoleon several times. Now they're 9 and 11. And he had no hesitation going up to them, getting petted, playing with them. But again, you know, he's a larger dog, so with smaller children, I don't think he would be aggressive. He seems like a very patient dog, but he's a large dog, you know, so he could overpower a small child unless they were being watched. But yeah, so then we also had my son bring his dog, which is a 2-year-old, fairly large 80-pound dog. And the two of them, again, they needed a few minutes to sort out each other and to settle down, and then they were fine. So all around, he seems, from what we have seen in the 2 weeks we've had him, that he gets along well with children. We've had a variety of adults come in and visit, no problem. I've never seen him exhibit any kind of aggression towards people. Again, he does do a little bit of that with dogs till they sort things out. But yeah, very handy.
Great, thank you for sharing. What would Napoleon's ideal forever home look like?
So like I said, you know, we're in the country, So we're not getting a lot of city sounds, loud trucks, that kind of stuff. We do live on a fairly busy country road, but I have not seen him react to any of the large trucks that come by. I've walked him along some of the meadows next to the highway, near the highway, and he didn't seem bothered, but I've never had him in an urban area. So don't know about that, but suburbs, countryside, he does great. I think he would do best in a place with a fenced yard. He's an energetic dog. He loves to run, and he loves to smell things and carry on like dogs do. So I would suggest a large yard, or a yard he can really stretch out on. He also, people who would like to be with him, as a companion. So walking with him, or hiking, or jogging, or he would be fabulous in agility or obedience training. Anything like that. I think he would be fine in a household with children, but again, I think you need to think carefully if the children are young. We're retired, so we're home most of the day. When we've left him for like 3 or 4 hours, we put him in his crate. He's very good in his crate. He settles right in, and he seems to have been fine being in the house with us gone, but our other dog hanging out in the same room. So I don't think being absent for the home for 4 or 5 hours would be a problem.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Napoleon?
Let's see. He's good in the crate. He's not had any accidents in the house, so he seems to be very well housebroken. He is, just a lovely all-around dog. He's active and excited, but also, as you can see tonight, he knows how to just settle right down and snuggle and relax. He's only been with us for 2 weeks, so he does tend to follow us about and like to be near us for comfort. But eventually he'll quiet down and go in his own corner. I think whoever takes him needs to be strong enough to handle a dog of this size. He walks well on a leash, but he does occasionally pull. So people who are older, who may worry about a shoulder dislocation or something on a strong dog, this is probably not the dog for them. Again, he walks fairly well on a leash, but if he starts pulling, he's strong. And I think that's about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Joyce. And of course, thank you, Napoleon.
Here we go. Stand up. Here you go. Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's a good boy.
Oh, the tail. Oh, good boy.
Yeah, he's a friendly guy.
Oh, we're on.
All right. And then you can go check out more information about Napoleon at cdck.cc/adoptnapoleon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. And next up, we have Reba. Reba is being fostered by Linda. So Reba is a female Labrador Retriever mix. She is 1 year old and 1 month, and she's 32.5 pounds from Virginia. Linda, can you start by telling us a little bit about Reba?
Hi, we are actually Linda, and
Linda.
And my grandson Shay, who's 6, about to be 7, is hanging out tonight. And this is our first time fostering with City. And Reba, when we first got her, we thought, she's going to pull our arm out of the socket. But that has changed over the week. So she walks nicely now on the leash, which is good because we live in an apartment and she's got the routine down now to, she knows we have to go to the elevator and go down the elevator, and she's very calm about that. So that's a good thing about her. She looks very tired now, but at least twice a day, my husband takes her to the dog park. Takes her to the dog park and she runs wildly for what, an hour, Steve?
Yes. Very social. She's very social with all dogs. She will go up to the biggest dog and play with it and the littlest dog and play with it. So she goes on both sides, since we have two sides on our dog park, one for little dogs, one for large dogs. So she's easy to hang out on either one since she's still a puppy. And she has a wonderful time there.
So she comes back from those outings and she's very tired and thirsty and just hangs out on the couch and goes to sleep. And she's, other than like what she told us when she was agitated, we knew that meant it was time to take her out to pee or poop. So she's gotten in this 1 week, we know exactly when she has to go out. It's just really odd how she figured that out so quickly. She eats beautifully, she's not fussy at all. She's possibly the softest dog I've ever had. And I think she's actually mixed with the Nova Scotia duck tolling dog. And if you look at that on the Google, that breed of dog, she's got the white markings on her chest, which you can't see now. And that's really what she looks like. She's got a very sweet disposition. As you can see, she can hang out with a 6-year-old or a 60-year-old. She loves all the dogs at the dog park. And I think she would be best in a house that had a yard, or she could go, and another dog, or a person would be willing to take her out and get her zoomies out at a dog park at least once a day.
All right, thank you for sharing that. Can you tell us a little bit about what Reba likes on walks?
She sniffs every single thing. She digs up parts of the snow and wants to see what's going on under there. And she's very quick to do her business. Even though she does like walking and sniffing, as soon as you take her out, she goes to the bathroom with whatever it is she has to do. So that part is nice, especially when it's really cold and it's the last walk of the night. She doesn't take a long time to do what she has to do. And she has really stopped pulling, so that's been great.
Right, good to know. What type of forever home do you think would be a good fit for Reba?
I think she would be good with kids and people who are home at least some portion of the day. We do have a crate, but she hasn't gone in it. She sleeps on the bed with us or in the dog bed next to our bed. And also she likes to sleep on the couch in the next room. So she's very comfortable. She makes herself at home and very comfortable wherever she is. And she's very loving. Even though you can't tell any of that now because she's sound asleep. But I promise she is.
Yeah, she sounds amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Reba?
I don't know. She's probably, I guess she's actually 1 year and 3 months by now, and she's very light. Even though she's long, she's very lean. So I don't think she's going to grow any more than this. So it's like a nice little package of a retriever, but you can definitely carry her around. Like, she can't get up on our bed by herself. We have to carry her up.
All right. Well, thank you so much to all of you guys and Reba, of course. You can go look at Reba on cdck.cc/adoptreba for more information about her. Thank you guys again.
Thank you.
All right. And next up, we have River. So River is being fostered by Jen, and River is a female Pitbull terrier. She is 1 year old and 9 months and 37 pounds from West Virginia. Jen, can you tell us a little bit about River?
Sure. So we got River as a foster originally back in July when she came off of the transport from West Virginia. And then she was with another foster for a couple months and then is back with us because we missed her. And River is a great, great dog. First and foremost, is the snuggliest dog I've ever met ever. We spend most of the day either with her, sleeping by my feet while I'm working from home, or if it's the weekend, sitting on the couch, she's laying on top of me. So definitely a snuggly, cuddly girl, and all she wants is to be next to me and my husband during the day, if at all possible. She is completely crate trained and house trained. If I take her on a walk by myself, she is great on leash. She gets a little excited if my dog comes with her too, because the two of them will see a squirrel and want to go chase it. But she is just such a playful, roly-poly dog. So her and my dog run loops around our apartment all day long. They play really well together. My dog is pretty small, and River is super responsive to her cues. You know, River is really strong. She's small, but she's definitely very strong and has a lot of muscle on her. So she does a really great job respecting my smaller dog's cues and never taking it too far. And she has rolled off of the bed on multiple occasions while zooming around with my dog, which has been fun. But she is really great, and she wants nothing more than to be with her family as much as possible during the day. And she's fine with strangers, but what she wants is to be with her people, and to be doing this, to be getting pet and eating treats.
Right, thanks for sharing. Is River trainable, and what skills does she know?
Yes, so she is super trainable. When we first got her off of the transport, you know, she was learning to be a dog. She was getting used to the city and the surroundings, so she definitely was much more impulsive and was just, you know, doing young dog things. And now she knows, you know, sit down. She's working on her recall and has been doing really well with that. When she's in our yard out front, she knows to come to me, but does not want to. So we're working on that. But she's super food motivated, wants to please, and has just done such a good job learning to be less impulsive, which has been so great. So super trainable. And if you want to spend more time with her on it, she would absolutely love nothing more than to just, you know, sit and do tricks with you. She also does a really good jogging partner too. So that's something, I'm not sure if a former foster or one of her, you know, a former owner or anything like that trained her, but she runs super well, really well paced. It doesn't pull when she's jogging next to you. So definitely a good buddy for outdoor activities too.
Awesome. And what would River's ideal forever home look like?
I think she would do great in any kind of setting house-wise. So I think she would do well in an apartment or a house. She loves the art that we have in the front of
sorry,
town.
really quick. I don't want to cut you off, but could you center River in the frame?
Sorry, yeah. Trying to get her. Can you see her now?
Yes, I think that should be good.
Okay. Get around here. So yes, she would do great in any setting. She loves our yard that we have, but she's also fine in the apartment. And I think she would love to be in a house with another dog. She loves to play. Oh, there she goes. Loves to play with my dog as much as possible. And she would definitely benefit from somebody who is at home with her all day. I wouldn't say that she has, she's not anxious when we leave, but she definitely wants to be with her person as much as possible.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us about River?
No, she's a good girl. If you want a dog that will lay all over you and snuggle with you as much as she can, then this is your girl.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Jen, and thank you, River. You can go find River on our website at cdck.cc/adoptriver. Thank you, guys. All right, and last but certainly not least, we have Dreamer. Dreamer is fostered by Leah. He is a male Labrador Retriever mix. He is 1 year old and 8 months and about 37.5 pounds from Virginia. Leah, can you tell us a little bit about Dreamer?
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. So Dreamer came up to DC in mid-December, and I have had him since right before the holidays. So just about a month that he's been with us now. And He's either he's either at a 0 or a 10. He has a lust for life. He's a big personality and not a huge body, and he makes me smile and laugh about a million times a day because he is such a goofball and he is such a bull in a china shop. We live in a very busy neighborhood in DC, and that does not faze him at all. He walks really well on leash, doesn't pull much. He just follows my dog along, likes to sniff and check things out. And he gets excited, or he's curious when he sees other dogs, but I think it's just because he wants to say hi. He hasn't shown any leash reactivity at all. In the house, he's come a long way. He was fairly noise reactive when he first got here, and he's done a lot better with that. I have fairly loud upstairs neighbors, and he has learned to ignore their very loud footsteps and things like that. But he can be a little bit of a barker in new situations, so maybe not ideal if you're in an apartment building with really thin walls. He does really well with my dog. My dog is 8, so she's older than him, but she loves to play with him, and he's really good. Like when she gets tired and doesn't want to play anymore, he knows playtime is over. So he's really good at reading her signals and not pushing things when they go too far. So he's just been a lot of fun, and I can't believe we've had him a month already.
Awesome. Well, how does Dreamer behave with cats or other dogs?
I don't know if he's been cat tested. We don't have cats, so I'm not sure how he would do with a cat around. He does great with my dog. He also goes to daycare. I go into the office normally 3 days a week, and he goes to daycare when I go into the office. And the report cards indicate that he plays a lot, takes a couple naps, and then plays some more, and that he seems to do quite well at daycare. I will say he is struggling a little bit. We're working on getting him comfortable being alone. He's on some anxiety medications for that. So he does need to go to daycare when we leave and go to the office. At night, he sleeps in the crate in our bedroom and is very quiet and doesn't make a peep until it's time to get up in the morning. But yeah, he does great with my dog, and he gets glowing report cards from daycare.
All right, good to know. I also just got information about Dreamer that he actually has been tested with cats and he does well with them. So just in case you have encountered cats, he will do well. And for the audience as well, he gets along with them fine. So that's awesome to hear. Next question. Let's see. Oh, what type of forever home do you think would be a good fit for Dreamer?
I think Dreamer would do well with maybe an active family, or a family or a couple, or even just an individual who is ready to do some training with a dog. He's super smart, super food motivated. He learns sit in like 4 seconds. And I think he would be a really fun dog to take through obedience training. We are working on some jumping and some mouthing, so probably not in a home with small children. I would think, maybe teenagers and up would do best. But he plays hard, and then as you could tell, he crashes hard too. So although he does have, some energy, it's not constant throughout the day. The days I do work from home, he's normally sleeping on the couch or sleeping on the chair, just kind of chilling while I'm working away. And so he definitely kind of has that balance throughout the day. Daycare helps with that too. Usually comes home pretty tired, and then a couple play sessions with my dog, and he's done for the night. I think an apartment would probably be fine for him. Like I said, we live in a condo in a really busy neighborhood, and that's fine. We have a super small backyard that he does take advantage of to go to the bathroom, but he's also good going on leash. He's pretty adaptable. He may take a couple days to settle in and kind of learn a new routine, but he did really well moving from his first foster to us. And yeah, I think someone that's up for having a big personality, willing to do some training, and just a dog that they want to have fun with.
All right, thank you. And is there anything else you'd like to share with us about Dreamer?
I think I've covered a lot of it. He really is a goofball, and I like dogs with a lot of personality personally. I think it's fun. I've enjoyed watching him gain confidence. When he first came to DC, his first foster, who didn't have another dog, told me that sometimes he would like be afraid on walks and just stop moving and sit down and didn't want to go anymore and was really unsure about a lot of things. So being up here a month and I think having my dog in the house too has really given him a lot of confidence. And it's been great seeing him kind of settle in and learn how to dog as he's been enjoying his time in DC.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Leah, and thank you so much, Dreamer, of course. You can find more information about Dreamer at cdck.cc/adoptdreamer. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And thank you to all of our wonderful fosters and the audience for attending. You can find more information on our website, citydogsrescuedc.org, for volunteer and foster opportunities. You can also donate to the rescue or sponsor an animal's care. You can volunteer as a foster with the pets or with social media or marketing. And of course, adopt.